Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Just to be clear, I want to welcome everyone and to let you know we are in the session titled International Real Estate and Business Development. Sonya is the Executive Assistant of a newly installed Chief of Economics in the Volta Region of Ghana, which happens to be my husband. So she's going to give us a little bit of insight about what that Chief Economic role is and what we're doing over there.
Okay. So again, my name is Sonya Phillips, and I am the Executive Director for Torgbe Volo Yingor. First is his African, given name, being the very first economic development chief in Volo, which is located on the Volta Region of Ghana. And with that, his role is to bring revenue into that community, and he will be doing that through different endeavors. The first being farming with hemp. And the great thing about hemp farming in that region is the weather permits it to be harvested twice a year. And we already have a company that we're growing for in 2024. So that's super exciting. And the second way is through investments, and we have some projects being built right now. The very first resort is being built there, and the Royal Resorts of Volo, and that's scheduled to open in 2025. And with that, we will be also sponsoring trips. So tourism is the third way that we will be bringing revenue into Volo by sponsoring trips for investors to come over in tourism. And there's an awesome festival that happens in April. So I'll be traveling there this April and had an opportunity to host a fashion show. So entertainment and great resort travel, fun, and who don't want to go to Ghana?
Thank you so much for that. And I see.
Can I turn it around quick? So that is our hashtag for Volo is it takes a village. Hashtag rebuild Volo. So there is opportunity for each and every one of you to be a part of that movement. And as I mentioned earlier with the investment piece, there's resorts being built, but there's also beautiful waterfront property that's there to encourage the tourism. And like someone said, it's nothing like touching down. So I'm super excited about going in April. For my feet to touch the ground, but it takes a village. How many of us have ever used that saying? But now you have the opportunity to be the village and to build the village. So I saw another question over here. I don't know. I think.
So I went to Ghana for the first time in August of this year, and there is so much land. There is so many places. Like we hear about Accra and the city, but when you get to the outskirts, it's so much. It's room for so much development. So my easy answer to you personally is, as far as Ghana, no. You have not missed the boat for Ghana. There's so many areas, so many villages, so many regions that, not only need or have the opportunity for real estate development, it also has an opportunity for building up a community. Like I can't express to anyone how I felt when I went there, how I felt when I walked those lands, how it was to literally walk in the village and meet with the people in the village and talk to them. It's something I cannot describe. And just like having a baby and raising a child, no one could describe to me how much work it is to have an infant in your arms, or what that birth process is. Everyone's experience is different. Do your research and figure out where you want to be in terms of your heart. And I used to always tell him I really think I'm from Ghana. Seriously, I would tell him I really think, and then as I met people going through life, every person I met and felt like I connected with from the land just so happened to be from Ghana. So now we fast forward 25 years later, and the fact that my husband was just enstooled as a chief of economic development in Ghana, I'm literally Ghanaian.
The queen, y'all. We throw in there. She is the queen of Volo on the Volta River.
But it's a lot. It's so much work. It's so much work, and we need to be there. When we was getting off the plane, do you know how many Asians I saw getting off that plane? And they were not there for tourism or not there for vacation.
Not at all.
At all.
At all.
So we need to be there and help our community.
So again, in terms of support, one of the things that we have done is created an opportunity for you just to support with that. And so we have shea butter and also black soap and handmade beads in Ghana that for a donation of $25 or more, you can get that. And so if that's something you're interested in, just a little taste of Ghana, you can see me after the meeting and we can, get you that. But even just something like that, part of my role is going to be introducing the community to my chief and sharing the message and connecting and doing events and bringing products from Ghana so you guys can experience. I know you all probably seen like the shea butter and the black soap and the beads and stuff, but it's something about, knowing about the village that it came from. Or as a fashion designer for over 30 years, when I make something, the fabric speaks to me. So it's something about knowing where that textile came from. And so even if you can't afford to necessarily invest today or tomorrow, you can support our mission by just purchasing some, or donating, but donating towards the cause for some shea butter or black soap. And I come from that service background, being in community service most of my whole life, and one of the opportunities that we do have in Volo and Akosombo. And so my counterpart and assistant that's to the chief that's there in Ghana, he has an NGO, and so we've been working on ways to support his NGO. But that's something I would say, if you are a nonprofit or have a nonprofit, maybe there's an opportunity and a space to collaborate, because just being here in the US, we all know that people like that tax ID number so they can get the benefit of that. But being that he has an NGO and does not have that, he can't really receive the amount of donations that he possibly could if he had a partnership with a nonprofit that does have a tax ID number. So if your strong suit is more so service and connecting and that sort of thing, I would say perhaps the area you're considering building business in or relationships in, there may be an NGO or nonprofit that you could partner with to achieve a collaborative goal.